Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Alisha from AlishaLeytem.com, and as you can see from the video, I'm pregnant and I'm very excited. I announced it over on Instagram and my Facebook recently, but I felt really called to make a video on this and elaborate a little bit more on the things that I did specifically to, manifest this this pregnancy this year, because this is something that has been planned and I did a lot of things to manifest it. And I watched a lot of videos for how other women did it. And so I wanted to be able to, create it for you. So really quick about my pregnancy. I am currently a little over 3 months along. I'm due at the end of 2020 and everything is going great so far. Now, first trimester was not fun at all. I was very sick and I was not expecting that to happen. So just know, if you are trying to conceive, you might be out for a few months after you get pregnant, but you'll get through it. It's okay, but I will pray for you. Okay, so I have my list here of things that I did to manifest conceiving and fertility, and I'm just gonna kind of list them off and tell you the things that I started to do that can help you guys. So okay, so the first thing that I did was I had been planning this, my husband and I, we had been planning to start trying to conceive around this time, the time that we did, years beforehand. Okay, so some people don't do that, but for me, that's just what I started to do. I knew years ahead of time. I didn't know exactly like when we would be like, okay, let's start trying, but we knew it would be in the next few years, right? So because of that, I started to prepare my body. I started to make sure that my hormones were balanced naturally. I wasn't on any medication. I actually got off birth control when I got married 8 years ago. I wasn't planning on getting pregnant right away, but I knew that it can take women a long time after you get off birth control to have your hormones balanced naturally. And you have to do a lot with food, with, wellness, with your mindset, with your lifestyle, all sorts of things like that. But one thing that I did specifically is I started to take my supplements. And some women wait until they're pregnant to start taking their prenatal supplements. I started taking and had been taking these supplements for years, okay? And I knew that those would be the same supplements that I would take once I was pregnant. I would just add in like a few other things. I literally have added in like maybe 2 or 3 other things. So my body was really well prepared. I worked it out a lot. I reduced my stress a lot. I did everything that I could to make sure, that my body was prepared in advance, okay? That's the first thing I did. The second thing I did was I wanted to make sure that I was not only focused on it needing to happen and needing to have this baby at the end. I wanted to focus on my love for my husband. And I even wrote this down on my whiteboard at the beginning of the year with like my 2020 goals. And literally one of them was love my husband and conceive. And so I was able to like shift my energy to just enjoying and loving my husband instead of like having that different energy of this neediness of like, I'm ovulating, we better go. Like that's not the energy that we wanted to conceive in. And I think that that had a really big part in conceiving pretty quickly, very quickly actually. Okay, the third thing that I did that relates to this is I released the need to be pregnant. So a big fear that women have as you age, I mean, I'm 32 and this is the first time that I had ever became pregnant or ever tried to become pregnant, you always have that fear in the back of your mind of, what if I can't? You know, what if I can't conceive? What if, you know, I have infertility problems? And my heart goes out to every single one of you who do genuinely struggle with that. And I know it's a real thing, right? So because I knew that, I expressed that fear of mine to my husband a lot. And so he sat me down and was like, look, we don't need to worry about that. If that's in God's plan, if that's in our life plan, then we'll deal with it. You know, if we need to do something else where we have to do IVF later on, or instead we adopt and something doesn't work out, that's fine. We'll figure it out. It doesn't have to be this way, but we can let go of the need for it to be this way only. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It doesn't need to be this way. I don't have to be like so attached to it coming through in this way that I envisioned it to. And so I let that go. Doesn't mean it was easy, okay? But I consciously worked on releasing this need for it to happen the way that I wanted it to, at the time that I wanted it to, and that it would even happen, you know? Because I knew no matter what, it would always work out, even if it wasn't in the exact way that I imagined. So I know that that helped me a lot. Okay, the fourth thing that I did that's similar, a lot of this is mindset, you guys, okay? Some of it is wellness, you know, physical things we need to do. But the fourth thing I did was affirmations. And so I have some pulled up over here that I read quite often. And I know that it helped me. So these were affirmations for conceiving. You guys know I'm a huge proponent of affirmations. But one of my favorites was, and still is, I am ready to become pregnant. I now release anything that is holding me back from becoming pregnant. I take care of myself and prepare my body for a healthy pregnancy. I relax and easily become pregnant. I really try to relax, okay? I let go of the need to control when I become pregnant. I trust that I will become pregnant at exactly the right time. I trust my body. My body knows exactly what to do to conceive a healthy baby. I trust my body. I trust God. I trust this process. I trust that I'm ready. I allow myself to be loved and create a new life out of that love. And that one really helped me to just focus on my love for my husband. So affirmations, specifically affirmations to help you relax, because the more uptight we are, you're, you know, really almost repelling something the more that you want it, or the more you need it to happen in that time, right? So we just let go and we allow it in. Okay, so the fifth thing that I did, and this is more of a wellness body thing that I did as well, because we don't, when we're manifesting, a lot of it is mindset, but a lot of it is also action that is in alignment with what it is that we need to do. So I did a lot of research of learning exactly when I was ovulating and learning my own ovulation cycle. So I know there are some great apps out there that we can track our cycles, like our menstrual cycle. And typically when you are tracking that, you know, on average, you will ovulate 2 weeks after the first day of your first cycle, right? After the day of your first cycle, 2 weeks from there. But what I noticed after 1 month of that, I was like, I don't think I'm ovulating on that day. And so I did a lot of research to teach myself how to ovulate. I didn't just go and buy like ovulation strips. I wanted to like understand my body and understand what it looks like. So I did all the research, like what does it look like? Okay, this might be TMI, but ladies, when you're pregnant, there's a lot going on down there. So we need to know what's going on, right? So I did research. What does, you know, what does it look like? And so I discovered that. And when I discovered that, I was like, that's what's going on. I am now ovulating because I did the research to learn how to trust my body, right? And so the more I got to know my body and understand my cycles even more, I understood my menstrual cycles for years, right? I balanced my hormones. I'd done all of those things. I made sure that that was like golden, right? It was set. But I had never tried to find the day that I am ovulating exactly. I would always try to stay away from, you know, those days beforehand, but I knew it was only like a few days, right? There's like 3 or 4, maybe 5 days that you can, but there are 1 or 2 days that you're like, you're ovulating, girl. So, you know, you can work with the apps that tell you that, but I took it a step further and dug even deeper, and I know that that had a huge impact, because that month that I did that, I was like, okay, I that's the day that we conceived. So I hope that this gives you some tips. I'm actually going to put in below some more resources for you guys to look into of how to balance your hormones, you know, some other really great videos that I found to understand when I'm ovulating and all of that jazz to really help you manifest anything that you're manifesting. I mean, really, all the tools that I gave you are practical tools and mindset and in relaxing your body. And that's pretty much the 101 of manifesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sure I'll be sharing a little bit of the pregnancy, but really I want to continue to share all the tools to help you transform yourself from the inside out so that you can create a life that you actually love. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe and head over to AlishaLeytem.com for more.